coverage for winter weather moving through Region 8, leaving many under an ice storm warning. Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn and Zach Holder will look at the impacts. Plus, an update on Arkansas State's search for a new athletic director. And one organization is making sure homeless people have a meal to eat. Find out how they're expanding their services.
Region 8 News starts right now.
We start tonight with winter weather team coverage. Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn is standing by in Paragould. Meteorologist Zach Holder is out on the streets in the storm tracker with road conditions. And Hannah Campbell will have how RDOT is treating the roads. But first, let's go to Ryan with what we'll see tonight. Ryan.
Hey Diana, it is cold out here right now. Temperatures are hovering right at or below freezing. Something I've noticed out here, a lot of the cars that are going by that have encountered some of the showers in the past hour have a little bit of ice on the front of them. These roads here, the state highways, have been pre-treated, so we'll see how much that helps as we go through the next 36 hours. If you notice, we have an ice storm warning in effect for a large part of Region 8. Notice the area that you see kind of in that maroon color. That's the area that has an ice storm warning. Now, I will say the latest data is suggesting that the southern part of that ice storm warning may be the areas that have the greatest impact. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if they don't have to shift that a little bit farther to the south. Notice in the area in purple, that's where we're anticipating anywhere from 1/4 of an inch to maybe as high as 3/4 of an inch of glazed ice on exposed surfaces. That would cause some problems with power outages, with tree limbs, things like that. So those are the areas that we're going to be watching. Even in the areas that could see 1/4 of an inch, we could have some problems. Notice that we're sitting at 30 degrees here in Paragould, 29 right now in Jonesboro, so we are plenty cold enough to have freezing rain. Now we're going to have the George Kell Storm Tracker out and about over the next 36 hours. That's where we find meteorologist Zach Holder right now for an update. Zach?
Hey Ryan, yeah, just turned on Highway 18 heading west back into Jonesboro, and I've seen some ice starting to accumulate already on some highway sides. Already a few icicles just there on that speed limit of 45 side. I can see a few developing on the bottom of the side there, but roads are wet. They're not slick yet. Maybe a few bridges would be the first things that we would start to see some ice on. But as of right now, road conditions are fine. Probably not going to be the case as they start to cool and we start to see temperatures drop, the roads not being used as much, which as people drive on them, that does keep them a little on the warmer side. So I'm going to be out here continuing to monitor the streets, but right now things are okay. Hopefully they stay that way, but I think in a few hours we'll probably start to see some slick spots.
Yeah, Zach, and what we're going to be watching, as you kind of mentioned, later on tonight, we're going to see the radar fill in just a little bit. We've already had a few spotty showers passing through with temperatures below freezing. Even though it's falling as liquid, it is glazing over on exposed surfaces. Coming up, we will take you hour by hour through the next 36 hours. Tomorrow night, we'll probably have a greater impact than what we're going to see tonight. Diana?
All right, thank you, Ryan. Well, with the colder temperatures we're experiencing the next few days, the Salvation Army in Jonesboro has opened its warming shelter. The center is located at 800 KAIT Avenue. The center will be open 24 hours a day through Sunday. Depending on the forecast, those days could be extended. All visitors are required to wear masks. We continue our team coverage as RDOT is already preparing to get ahead of what's to come. Hannah Campbell joins us live from Jonesboro. And Hannah, take us through the work that's been done today.
Actually, Diana, they've been working on this game plan ever since Friday. Today, they were very busy at the Greene County location, loading up brine, which is a saltwater mix, and distributing that out to all 8 locations across NEA. They want to make sure there's plenty on hand in case the winter weather gets bad. Road crews spent today applying the brine to roads all across the district. But even with the pre-treatment, District 10 engineer Brad Smithy says it's best to stay off the roads if you can.
When they see what we're doing now, they're going to think that the roads are great tomorrow. I hope they're right. But I always want to caution folks that no matter what's going on, any spot, anywhere can be a bad spot it can be slick, it can cause trouble tonight or tomorrow.
He says the brine does not completely eliminate the slickness of the road, and the chance for black ice will be high. If you must be on the roads, take it slow and use extreme caution. Smithy told me that they are working on getting in extra manpower if it comes down to that. For now, reporting live in Jonesboro, Hannah Campbell for Region 8 News.
Hannah, thank you. And to keep track of the ever-changing weather conditions in Region 8, just download the Region 8 weather app where Ryan, Brian, Zach, and Aaron will keep you up to date on the forecast. While you're there, if you see some pictures, you take pictures of the weather conditions in your area, feel free to share them with all of Region 8 through See It, Snap for your daily commute. Setting us up for some big team coverage tonight. We'll check in with Hannah Campbell and Zach Holder in a bit. But first, we head out to Chief Meteorologist Ryan Vaughn for what you need to know now. Ryan.
Hey Diana, we have ice storm warnings in effect for most of Region 8. Here in Paragould, traffic is looking just fine right now. However, I have had some reports outside of the city of some of the bridges starting to get covered up when these little isolated showers of freezing rain come through. You look at the map, you can see most of us are under an ice storm warning right now. Other locations under a winter weather advisory. They did extend these ice storm warnings farther down to the south, which doesn't surprise me at all because a lot of the data is suggesting that the worst hit areas may be south of Jonesboro. You look at this map here, 1/4 of an inch to 3/4 of an inch can't be ruled out in these areas, and we may have to expand that purple area a little bit farther down to around I-40. Temperatures right now are cold. In fact, colder than what the model guidance suggested, and that worries me a little bit because when temperatures get down to 28, 29 degrees like you see them in some spots, even some of the pre-treatment isn't going to help quite as much. So we're cold right now. We've had these little isolated showers pass through, and then we also have some patches of freezing drizzle that really aren't showing up on radar. Radar is going to be filling in as we go through the overnight, and we'll keep you updated on the Region 8 weather app between newscasts also as this freezing rain develops. Diana?
All right, thank you, Ryan. Now let's go over to meteorologist Zach Holder, who's been driving around in the George Kell Storm Tracker this evening. Zach.
Hey Diana, I've been on the roads across Jonesboro and Craighead County, and right now I'm sitting here at the interchange of I-555 and 226. So Wood Springs Road, I've got Walnut Street Baptist Church right in front of me, and this is a tricky interchange. You've got the big loop that you have to manage, and right now that's fine just because the ground temperature is a little bit warmer and there hasn't been a whole lot of precipitation over the past hour or two where I've been. Now you can see a few drops on my windshield, so every once in a while there are a few drops, but that's really not going to cause the slick conditions. But if you look back behind me on this bridge, notice it's a curved bridge and it's also at an angle. So I used to drive this bridge a lot and I've seen it iced over, and but right now traffic being able to handle it very well. I-555 traffic moving just fine here in Jonesboro as well. But as we start to see precipitation pick up a little bit, it's not going to take long for some of these areas to start to see those slick spots, especially on the bridges and overpasses like what's behind me.
All right, thank you, Zach. And when many hear the word ice, they worry about power outages. So we sent Hannah Campbell to Craighead Electric. From the looks of the current outage map, things are all clear right now. But Hannah joins us live with more on their game plan and how you can be ready in case of a power outage. Hannah.
Monty Williams with Craighead Electric says that they're preparing for the worst but hoping for the best. He says that he learned that from the 2009 ice storm. I know a lot of you at home still talk about that storm. Maine didn't have power for weeks. That's why Craighead Electric is preparing now. They've already started loading the trucks with supplies and making sure their inventory is fully stocked. Lineman Trevor Brizengane says they have been hard at work.
Took time this morning to get all our off-road equipment ready and fill up trucks and just make sure we got everything ready to go. If it happens pretty fast, we got some damage assessment stuff we'll do first, just kind of go out and get a list of what we need. And then once we get that, we'll start rolling crews out trying to get everything back up.
Williams says it's hard to predict what will happen until it gets here, but there are things you can do to prepare in case there is a power outage. Have water, non-perishable food, batteries, flashlights, make sure your phone is charged, have a radio on hand, and it's never a bad idea to have a backup generator. For a full list of ways that you can prepare for the winter weather, just head over to KAIT8.com. Reporting live in Jonesboro, Hannah Campbell for Region 8 News.
Hannah, thank you. In Blytheville, the Mississippi County